which I say every single time.
It's good to be back, though.
I can't think of
You
anything
just
else
never
to
know
say.
week to week.
Right?
We're here again.
Here we are. I'm in a blazer. Please don't be intimidated.
This is very business casual. I did not get the memo on the business casual.
So sorry. This is the easiest thing I could throw on. But yeah, so today we are excited to talk about something kind of fun, but we think might be helpful for some people. I'm going to adjust my mic here. We're going to talk about red flags and green flags in relationships. And I feel like it's a pretty deeply personal thing.
And specifically, obviously we're women, so all of ours will be about men. Not that these can't go the other direction, but also coming from the perspective of being married for 15 to 20 years between the two of us, each of us. You just celebrated 20, right?
Just celebrated 20.
Amazing.
I've been
Seem
with
way too young to have a 20th anniversary.
I know. And I've been with Ryan since I was 17. So I will say that a lot of these are things that I don't even know that I was like looking for back then. And then now that I feel like, no, this is truly a green flag, and thank God that I got it.
Yeah, right.
So if this can be helpful for some people who are still like in that phase of looking.
Both raising daughters and sons.
Yes.
But as far as raising daughters, you feel like you're hoping that they're noticing too, like in your home, like, wow, this works. This is, you know what I mean? Like we talk about it explicitly too, but they always say like what a woman like looks for is something that's similar to, or if they have a really adverse experience with a father, then that's going to like color their whole relationship future. So I feel like these are things we would say based on our experience.
Yeah. And you know what? That's actually
very
interesting.
Personal.
They do say you marry your father or some version of the characteristics of your father. Do you feel
maybe
like
some
you
of the
did
things
that?
you admired? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of similarity.
Yeah.
With my husband and my father's personality and stuff.
I would say the same.
But again, and then if you, because we have wonderful fathers too, if you have a relationship with your father or you watch your father treat your mother in a way that's like adverse or whatever, that's going to very much color what you're not probably hoping to duplicate that. You're looking to
get away from
avoid it. Right. So it's good to have some looking backwards. Like it would be great to hear, and I'm sure we did hear this from like moms and grandmas and older friends and stuff. So it's kind of fun to hear.
Some of them I didn't listen to. But.
No, you're gonna do what you want to do. But
like I think sometimes
it all worked out. Thank God.
In my mom's like deepest, like if she was annoyed with my dad, she'd be like, "Don't marry an Italian." I'm like, "Whoops."
You're like, "Whoops." Yeah.
Whoopsies.
It's eliminating a lot of the population.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to start with your first either green or red flag? What do you have first?
Well, do you want to go all do all
we
of
can
one?
bounce back and forth. I feel like it might get a little negative.
Okay.
Let's balance the good with the bad.
Okay. I will start with a red flag.
Okay.
Because this is like huge for me. Being cheap.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a, like, okay, you can be frugal. I don't like that either, but that's just me personally. I don't want to talk about saving money. I don't want to talk about it.
That's something you want to connect with.
I'm very bad at it. But that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I understand,
like ungenerous cheap.
Ungenerous cheap is gross to me, and it's such a red flag. I feel like it can carry over in certain like. I know that if I'm with Ryan, he's gonna, be generous. He's gonna, offer to pay for the meal, like whatever. I'm not talking about, trying to be financially responsible.
Because that would actually be another red flag. Like financially irresponsible. Right?
True.
Destroying your finances.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about that, but being cheap. Is a big one for me.
Okay, I relate to that one. I feel like I'm going to give you one of my reds that's sort of similar to that. I don't know why I related it to that. Maybe cheap. I don't like when people are ungenerous, and then specifically too in their behavior with people. Like you're at a restaurant or something. Like if he was immediately treating the waitress or a service person, a customer service, if they're ungenerous or disrespectful in any way, I feel like that's always a red flag to me. Not like a problem happens and there's an evolving situation, just like off the bat, not treating people just like with generosity and kindness and stuff.
Agreed.
Especially if they're in a position where they have to serve you or whatever. I feel like that's a big red flag for me too.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to throw out a green one?
Yeah, let's balance it out with a good one. What are you looking for?
Well, of course I had on here generous. Obviously goes hand in hand. I
Yeah.
would say eye contact.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like it's really important. And I dated a guy, and he struggled with that. And that was
remember this now,
right?
Uh-huh.
And let's make sure to not say his name, but like, that was such a big deal.
Yeah.
And I was so young, but I noticed it right away. Like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like,
I guess I'm trying to give the poor kid the benefit of the doubt because I'm sure when you were dating him too, it was probably the most awkward time of life, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody might be exuding confidence, but for me, it's almost like why it's either insecurity or you're socially
Yeah.
a little bit self-conscious, or it's like they say like when people don't make eye contact, it's like, are you hiding something? Is there a
Right.
lack of truthfulness or vulnerability?
No, he would like look. I'd be like, "What? Like, oh my gosh, look at my eyes."
I wonder if, don't you want to know if he ever like
how's he
overcame
doing
that or
right now?
solved it?
I mean,
I do think it could just be a personality
He's
trait.
married now,
Shy.
so-
Okay.
I mean, either he found someone who didn't care about
I was
that,
gonna
or
say
like,
one of two outcomes. She does not care,
right?
or he fixed it.
Yeah, no, that's like a really big deal
Good one.
to me. Like, I feel like in any circumstance, like if I'm just like telling you a story and you're like, it doesn't have to be weird
Yeah.
lack of eye contact, but if you're, like, no, look at me.
It does imply.
Look at me when I talk to
It
you.
implies like a good listener,
Yes.
or just that you're engaged in the conversation, not distracted,
Yes.
or avoiding or something.
That's a big
Okay,
one.
that is a really good one. All right, I'm gonna throw out one of my green flags is sense of humor,
Oh, I had one.
but specifically, so I think like laughing together and stuff is so important. If your sense of humor is different, like whatever, you'll work through it, you'll find your things. But also, I feel like when they can be laugh at themselves, that's a major green flag to me. And I feel like the opposite is a red flag.
Yes.
Like if they take themselves so seriously that you can't like tease or poke fun or whatever, that's like, calm down. Like I feel like we're all pretty good at that. Like our friend group, like we're all like teasing
Yes.
and whatever. In our family, we're like that. And if somebody couldn't do that without getting like actually mad or fired up or something, I feel like that would be
Yeah, like can't take sarcasm.
or just can't laugh at yourself.
Yeah. I had humor as well, or sense of humor, but also to take it a step further, to be able to, a lot of times Ryan can pull me out of a funk
Okay, with humor.
with humor. And I realized throughout the years, like, that's very important for me. And, like,
Yeah.
if we're both in the funk and he's not doing it, like, I almost, like, which is, sad, but I'm always, like, looking at him like, make me laugh.
Oh no, this is really bad.
Why aren't you making me, like, I need it.
Yeah,
I really.
yeah, because it's something that will help you
Yes.
get out of a funk or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that's a really big one. And we've talked too about like some of that is so subjective. Like what makes you laugh, your type of humor, what kind of movies. So I feel like we don't always match up on that 100%.
Yeah.
But if he was just somebody who couldn't appreciate like a really goofy movie or whatever, I feel like
Right?
what are we gonna do for
Yeah, if
fun?
you can't watch Napoleon Dynamite together.
Right. And I feel like I always joke around, but that's something that my kids are both very good at now. Like they can like be very sarcastic or jokey. They can appreciate a movie like
Yeah.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if I got
The
nothing
classics.
else right, they can sit through those movies and genuinely think they're funny. And I'm like, yes,
Agreed.
parent success.
Super important.
All right, hit us with another red flag then, since we did a couple good green ones.
Not being able to express emotions.
Okay.
I feel like it's a red flag and very, like, it's so important. I feel like if you're not able to say, well, the reason why I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling, you know what I mean? Like not being able to talk about your emotions. I don't know, especially again, if we're talking about the opposite sex with each other,
Right.
I feel like women tend to need to talk about their feelings more. It doesn't have to necessarily all just be about women, but if you're a guy and you're not able to do that, I feel like you might need to You got to be able to.
I do think that's something too, culturally or society wise, where we expect less of men, like, because it's not their natural inclination to maybe identify their emotions right away and then to want to talk about them.
Yeah.
It's almost like we give them a pass to say, like, well, that's how guys are. And I feel like to some extent that is maybe how we are different.
Yeah.
Created that way, designed that way, whatever. But it's also not a pass to not, if it's causing a problem, then you work on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, know better, do better. So I don't love when I hear some of that stuff kind of just like brushed off as like, well, that's how men are or whatever. And it's like, okay, is that working for everybody? Or is it something that we could maybe work on?
Yeah, no.
Because you could say that on the opposite side with women. Like, well, women are just not inclined to da-da-da-da. But it's like, if it's causing a problem,
right,
we can get better at that if we need to. So.
And I'm being pretty intentional with raising a son,
Mm-hmm.
with Gianni, to like make sure I say like, okay, like, can you how are you feeling right now?
Right.
Like, why did you do that? Were you feeling like upset?
Right.
Were you feeling like you weren't heard?
Or how do you think that kid's feeling after, you guys got in this fight or whatever? Thank you for that. Everybody thanks you for raising a boy who's not going to just be like, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it,
Yeah, I think it's really important to be able to express that.
Yeah, it does. In relationships, especially if you're going to be in a relationship with a woman who maybe wants to talk about it more than you do, but there's some happy medium.
Right,
where
yeah,
you can,
obviously.
like, meet in the middle and like, okay, you got to work with me here. I don't even know what you're thinking or how you're feeling or...
No, obviously Ryan, he'll be like, oh, we're talking about this again? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, instead of jumping to a green, I'm going to give you one of my reds that is related to that, is that then they're dismissive of your emotions because it's too much.
Yep.
Or it's not how they would react or something. So mine was like being dismissive if your emotions are high, whatever, but also telling you like you're overthinking it, calm down. Like that stuff to me, there's a balance where they help keep you in check. If you are overthinking or something, there's like a respectful way to say like, well, let's see, but if it's dismissive, like calm down, you're overreacting, or gosh, nobody would be this fired up about it. Like, no, like, you can't be dismissive. If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. We can talk through whether I should be but I'm already feeling it. So to be told I'm not, or I shouldn't be, not helpful.
Yeah. Acknowledge it.
Yeah. I don't like dismissive, calm down or that kind of stuff.
Same.
All right. Do you have a green flag since I hit with a double red? I know you have more than me too. You're so much better at thinking of these things.
I would say a major green flag would be knowing how to dress for the occasion.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I realize,
lighthearted.
yeah. And I know like that, again, these are deeply personal, and I feel like some of them across the board should be like, no, you definitely should avoid these things, but some of these, like this one,
right, it might be less important to somebody else. Totally fine.
Some women love dressing their guys, love like picking out their outfits, and like if that works for you, like we say, you do you, boo-boo.
Right, whatever
but
works.
I've I've been with him now 24 years. I honestly cannot even think of a time that I've picked out an outfit or purchased an outfit or purchased.
He's got that all on his own.
He just does. Now, do I?
Handled.
Yes. There are times when I'm like, I don't like that sweater. Like, it's not like I'm saying he is a perfect dresser.
Right.
But I can confidently, like,
He's going to edit that part out.
Yeah. He is a perfect dresser. No, I of course, always think that he looks great, but I can confidently know that if we're going somewhere, I don't have to say like, now just so you know, you should really like. He knows how to dress. He knows what to wear. Like,
well, because what that implies to me is like he's one of your children, where you're saying like, well, that's not. You dress up a little bit. We're not, or whatever, and then it feels like, oh, is this my responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I relate to that
important.
one too. I agree. Okay, I'm gonna do a green to keep it on a fun. Wait, was that a red?
No, that was a green.
Okay, it was a green. I feel like these are so like
interchangeable.
Yes, because then you're like, okay, but the opposite.
Yeah.
Not that it's like a devastating thing to your relationship, but I later in life too, I feel like realize this as I'm learning more, just trying to like grow as a person. If he can give a sincere apology, and he knows what an apology is, as far as like, It's not like, "Whoa, I'm sorry you felt that way, but," or whatever. Like a real, sincere apology without a TED talk about why he was justified. You know what I mean? It's just like he knows I did something wrong. Your feelings are hurt.
Yeah.
We can sort through the details of it, but like, I am sincerely sorry.
That's important. Yeah.
And again, not something you really understand when you're like 17.
No.
Out on the, scene trying to like just figure out what boys are being serious and which ones are like goofing around.
Right.
But like,
Or who's hot, which was like
this is also stuff that you can work on.
Yeah.
It's not like a switch, like a yes or a no. Well, if like a guy can't give you a sincere apology, it's not immediately like move on, but like, can you work on that? Is he worried? Like, is he gonna work on it with you or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one for me.
No, that is.
You're gonna hurt each other's feelings, right? You're gonna get into it, and I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good one. I didn't even like think about that, but
yeah, like I said, comes up as you're getting married and like whatever, you're growing, and then also you're raising kids and they're seeing like what goes on in your house, and even talking to your kids about with each other. I'm like, that's not an I'm sorry. Try that again. Like we talked about, like what are the parts of actually being sorry about something? Acknowledge like what you did, whatever. I'm just saying like that is not at all something I would have named a long time ago, but it is important to me now.
That is important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll go back to, we've thrown out a red flag.
Sure, go for it.
Victim mentality.
Ooh.
I cannot stand it. I did
a really
not.
good one.
Right? I did not marry a victim. Almost to the opposite end, where I'm like, dude, no, you were wronged. Like, aren't you mad about that? Like,
Right.
he never really displayed that. And like we were saying, like now that it's been 20 plus years, I feel like, oh no, that would bother me. Like, if you can't pull yourself out, it's always somebody else's fault. You're always the victim. This happened to me, and this, like.
And I want to be positive and say, like, almost all of these seem like something that you can improve or work on or whatever.
Sometimes it's in
but
there.
I was going to say that to me is something that's just very much a part of somebody's nature.
Yeah.
And if it works for you or you're also a victim, like maybe get together with those other people. But if that immediately hits you as like, ooh, I can see how this.
That.
Yeah. Because I don't know that that's easily changed with some conversations
and depending on how long you're together, I don't know that, I mean, maybe it might not come up. I just feel like if that's something that would bother you, start like looking for some little signs, because if even just like in the very simple things of life that don't go the way that you know, they want, that comes up, it's like,
I was going to say, don't you feel like though when you know people that have that tendency, you see it almost immediately? It's like one small conversation. I was just having a funny conversation with somebody, I don't remember who, and they were talking about how they were like work with a one-upper, but it's almost like it's a one-downer. Yeah. Like a one-upper would be like, oh, you guys went to skiing? We went skiing in Colorado. This is a one-downer. Like, oh, your sister was in the hospital for Christmas? My whole family was in the hospital for Christmas. Right. Yeah. And you're just like, okay, we got it. Yeah. You got it worse all the time.
It's harder for you.
That's a hard personality to accommodate if it immediately hits you in a negative way, which it would for me too.
That's a big one.
That's a really good one. I like that one. I did not think of that, but I do have can I do a red flag that goes along with that one, is just a lack of work ethic.
Yeah.
And again, because like I don't know, everything's changeable, but if you see signs that somebody is just like not motivated or like they're not working while they see you working hard doing something like around the house or career-wise, anything, it's like you want to feel like a team. You want to feel like everybody's motivated to like have the same goals and whatever. So then if you feel like I just don't see that. He doesn't seem like he has any.
Well, yours is I have
motivation,
I have lazy.
Or drive.
You said it way nicer than me. I was gonna be like lazy.
It touches like all aspects of your life, right? So I could say like somebody's a really hard worker at work. Yeah. But then he comes home and like he's tired, so he doesn't want to deal with your kids or touch a dish or something. Right. So then to me it's like it has to touch all of your life. Because if you're like a high performer at work and then you come home and that's your reason to be like, well, I don't have any energy left for these kids or something, like, ugh, that's a different kind of like work ethic. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
big one.
sorry, double negative.
Yeah.
But it kind of like that victim thing, I feel like flagged that in my head.
No, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I will say another green flag for me. This should have been my number one. My number one green flag is confidence.
Okay.
Oh, like overconfidence, not like in the way of being misogynistic or like you know what I mean. Like I really like an ultra confident guy.
Yeah. Which I do feel like is a personal
That is deeply personal.
preference.
Yeah.
And it's good to know that about yourself
Yeah.
because somebody else would be completely put off by that.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody might, yeah.
Which is why
be
these are like
intimidated.
our flags too.
Yeah.
But
So I would label this one as maybe more of a personal one, but again, while you're, playing the field or
Out there
whatever the kids say
looking,
these days,
yeah, right.
pay attention to those things because it does make a difference. I feel like if I had somebody who wasn't, I'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
walk with confidence, talk with confidence,
Right.
in yourself. You don't have to be a perfect human being, but be confident in who you are. That's a major green flag for me. I can overlook a lot of stuff if you're like confident.
You're selling it.
I'm buying in. I'm like, "Oh, you are."
Dead wrong, but you are owning it.
He used to tell
Yeah.
me, "I'm the coolest guy you'll ever be with," and
It worked for
it
you.
worked. Like, I'd be like, "Really?"
Say more.
Okay.
You are the coolest guy.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of this is I do think there are some things that are just fundamentally like good human, bad human, right? But then a lot of it is just being aware as you're like getting to know people and noticing people's traits. We talk about this all the time, me and you, now that we're much older.
Yeah.
Married, older kids, done with like sort of the nitty gritty of like childcare and all that stuff. Had we ended up with some of the guys that we liked when we were younger or whatever, you just see them evolve over time. And again, like we know a lot of amazing dads and husbands and stuff. And I do feel like our circle in particular is probably the best of the best.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're just like, oh, we would have been so mismatched
Yes,
on that
yes.
thing or those expectations. So like one of the things I always tell to my daughters or I don't know, younger girls, talk about things. Don't think because you're on like your fifth date, like you can't just start talking about the big things.
Yeah.
Like what do you think about family or what do you expect from like whatever? What do you see like with your wife and your whatever? I just feel like if you don't hit on some of that big stuff early,
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna waste some time, but also like you won't know if you're so mismatched.
No.
Those are big things.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
can be big things.
There would have been some grave errors.
Right? And not that like maybe you don't figure it out, but things would be so much harder
Yes.
if you're like completely not
Mismatched.
aligned on something that's a huge part of your life.
Yeah.
Money, family, beliefs, all that stuff, the big stuff.
It is. It's huge.
So, well, can I jump in with a red flag?
Oh, yeah.
Because that reminded me about somebody having really rigid ideas even when you're dating or as you're getting to know them.
Yeah.
About either gender roles or what marriage looks like, what a family looks like, because that's what they experienced or that's what they're, I don't know, kind of honed in on. And it's not about the roles. I don't care what he thinks like women do, men do, guys do garbage, women do. I mean, like if you're mismatched about that
Yeah.
and those ideas are rigid or firm in his idea, like his brain, that seems like a hard road.
Yeah.
You gotta like make sure there's some flexibility or that you guys are aligned. It's gotta
Yeah.
be like one of the two.
Yeah. No, those are good things to think about.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you kind of just had similar ideas of like, okay, this is
Yeah.
kind of what it'll look like if you're working full time and I'm a mom, or like that? A lot of that wasn't super hard to like hash out because you had maybe
No.
similar ideas,
Yeah.
similar upbringing.
And I feel like there were things we didn't really even talk about. I don't know. A lot of it I feel like is respect too. Like we have a pretty healthy, amount of respect that goes both ways. And he just naturally fell into like he took the garbage out, I washed the dishes.
Yeah.
But like he would help me wash the dishes and if
Right.
the garbage was full, I would take the garbage out. Like it's
Right,
not
you were
like,
like,
right?
I noticed.
The only thing that we ever got like super rigid on was when we got our dog, Roxy,
That was
who's,
so funny. That's not where I thought it was going.
yeah, no longer with us.
Dog stuff.
I'm
Aw.
not an animal person at all. Never want to see an animal harmed in any way. I'll clarify that. But I
You're not looking to bring more pets into your home.
do not want them.
Is that a safe thing to say?
Yeah, I really don't want them in my home. But we did for many years.
Yeah.
We had a 170-pound English Mastiff. And when we first got her, he really wanted her. And I was like, all right, let's do this. I just said, I don't pick up poop. And I don't do any.
I mean, a 170-pound Mastiff is a little different story.
It's like a human. It's like a human doing it. Like, that's what it looks like. The first time he called me, he was like, "You gotta come look at this."
Poodle. This isn't a poodle backyard.
These are not little turds.
Aw,
Yeah.
poor Roxy.
Didn't think we'd be talking about turds here, but
Right.
So the first time that she vomited on our carpet,
Oh, yeah.
he wasn't home, and I was like, "Moop."
That's
So I
waiting
just
for you when you get here.
took a cup and covered it, or like a bowl actually. It was
Like a hazard
a glass
zone.
bowl so you could see through it. And he came home and he was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, she threw up." And he's like, "You didn't clean it? It's gonna soak through the carpet." I'm like, "Guess we'll have
It's
to
a
rip up
man's
the
job.
carpet." I'm like, "I told you." Like, I said I didn't do two things. Like,
That's all. You just have to be clear up front.
it just sat there. I do the same thing with spiders. Like, there's just certain
Yeah.
things, but I don't.
And again, not here to tell everybody how the roles should break down in their
Yeah.
house. Like, you do whatever works for your house.
Yeah.
And your relationship. But be careful with anybody
Yeah.
who is
So
very
rigid.
rigid
Yeah.
that this is how it is. This is what my culture dictates
Yeah.
or my family dictates. And it's like, just be careful.
Make sure that's spelled out.
Yeah, you either know it up front and you're good with it,
Yeah.
or there's some room for negotiation.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna walk past a clear bowl of vomit.
I love you were the rigid one in that conversation.
Yeah.
See, but then when it came to kids, totally different.
Yeah.
And some of that doesn't have to all be explained or expressly, in the first 3 weeks of dating. But there's either got to be some compromise or a lot of knowledge up front.
Yeah. No, those are definite things to look for.
Okay, how about you can do a good or a green or a red, because I feel like I jumped in with a red flag on that one.
I will go with a red flag.
Okay.
Being lying.
It's big on mine too. I put it toward the top to make sure we talked about it.
And I feel like it's a duh. Like, nobody, right? But maybe not. I feel like there are smaller red flags that you see along the way, and I feel like even little white lies, if you, in my opinion, start to see like, oh, their default is to do that. I don't know how you, I should rephrase. I would have a difficult time trusting somebody that I felt like every story I hear you tell
it doesn't match up.
is skewed. So how do I know the stories you're telling me? Or oh, you only tell the truth with me? To me, that's a big one.
Yeah, I put the same thing. I put dishonesty, but even if it's small.
Yes.
Even if it's little white lies or omission or whatever, I feel like because it's an indication that it's not a big deal to just fudge the truth here or cover this up there. And then I feel like that extends in my brain immediately to what else are you not 100% honest about or whatever. So even those little, like the story that gets a little bit like, is that how it went? Because last time you told it, you're like, it's kind of a red flag for me.
That would be icky.
Yeah, I don't love that one.
That's a tough one.
Okay, I'm gonna jump to a green one. So this one, I don't know, I had a hard time kind of expressing how I want to say it, but somebody who pushes back a little bit and gives you accountability, and they're a good mix of hyping you up when you need it, but also keeping you in check if you need it.
Yeah.
So I guess I was thinking of the opposite is somebody who's going to tell you oh no, you're right, you should be so upset. If there's too much of that, you're just always in your misery together, and he's always hyping you up. You should be so mad about that situation or whatever. You need a little bit of listening, but also sometimes you got to tell me I love you more than anybody. I think that maybe you're wrong here, or I think that one was on you, or you said the wrong thing or whatever. You gotta have somebody who's your partner, and sometimes loving you means saying something hard,
right?
And if you can't get that from your spouse, your other significant, friends also, we talked about that in the friendship episode, but I think that that's a big deal.
When you're a true when you choose a life partner, you are true teammates. And if you think about being a part, we've all been a part of a team in some way, shape or whatever.
Yeah.
Form, shape. Why can't I think of how that goes?
Gotcha.
You are accountable to your team. So, I mean, if I'm doing something wrong and nobody tells me, I'm a detriment to the team. And I feel like that carries over into a life partnership where I feel like if I'm out there acting a fool and you're not going to, my mom would definitely tell me.
Tell me who else is, though. It's like,
right?
Who else is looking out for me to say, like, I don't know if you know how people are taking that.
Right.
Or, let me just tell you how this could be coming across. Like, I feel like if you're not doing that for me, who do I got? Like, you got to be it.
And you have to be able to receive it. I feel like that goes both ways, too. Like, that's wonderful...
another green flag, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to receive that.
Mm-hmm. If you sincerely feel like, I'm not 100% right all the time. Yeah. I know sometimes I'm like, I'm reading this wrong, or I was the one who said too much in this situation. Like, you got to be able to hear that.
Yes.
And then you have to have somebody who's like, I love you. I don't think that went the way it did in your head or whatever, and it's hard.
Yeah, being able to accept the criticism or the, the educational critique.
Right. Yes, the constructive
criticism I think is equally as important. I've told Ryan, I'm so hyper aware now that, we're the age that we are and going through some different, whatever, life changes, I even told him, I think I told you this too, like, not only do I want you to point things out to me, but I need you to be open, because if there's things about me that I may be doing different and you don't notice them, but the women who are the closest to me in my life notice them, I have told them, and I want you to be open. Like, they will come to you. I want them to. And I want them to tell you, hey, this doesn't seem like Gina. And I just
like, I would go to Ryan
and
say, like, I'm concerned.
You were a name on the list. And I said, if she comes to you, you can't be defensive. Like, I need you to be open to hearing what she says. I want the close females in my life.
Yeah, it's like another level.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like, of course, it would be an instinct to defend.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's what you're going to do. If somebody comes to you and says, like, and Ryan, and you're going to be like, no, Ryan, I love Ryan. Like,
I don't know. Sometimes I'd be like, tell me about it.
You too?
Oh, did he do that to you too?
Your instinct, obviously, is to defend. Or even if somebody told you your kid did something wrong.
Yeah.
Your instinct is to defend.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you got to kind of hear and go, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that too. I don't love that. I don't know. That's tough. It is very hard. And this is also us with like 15 to 20 years of like also growing as people and like trying to evolve as like women of a certain age, being aware of that stuff. This is not easy. Not a bit.
Yeah. No, not at all. So, I don't remember whose that was or what it was.
I don't know either. It's just good stuff. Okay, I'll just do like a silly one. Okay. And I feel like even my kids use this word now. Mansplaining. If he's a mansplainer. And again, it's not that it's not fixable. It might be very fixable.
Yeah.
But if it's not getting better or it keeps happening or something, you've brought it to his attention.
I don't know that I've ever had somebody mansplain, or maybe it doesn't bother me. I'm trying to think of somebody.
Yeah, I don't have a good example, like right off the bat. But sometimes, I don't know, I just feel like we're both educated women.
Right.
So if a guy's talking to you about something that, like, seems very, like, yeah, I know all that. I don't know, I just feel like sometimes I'll say that word. Like, I don't need that, like, mansplained to me. And it is a word for a reason, but, like, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like...
Yeah, you said that's a red flag.
Yeah, well, if it feels like you're being talked down to, especially.
Oh, yeah, that for sure.
Yeah, like, well, let me explain this. Let me make this simpler for you, because you're just a woman or something. Yeah. That immediately gives me an ick.
Yeah, agree.
Okay.
I'll throw out a green flag, and I feel like it would be self-discipline and motivation. It's a huge green flag to me. Like, I don't have to tell you to, like, get up and do this or, whatever. Take care of your body. Go for a walk. Like, whatever that is. Like, I feel like I don't want to have to walk you through, like, a child. Like we were saying, like, to me, a major green flag is if I see that you are motivated in any, just be motivated in all
things,
all things.
Yeah, like me,
right?
You're motivated, all aspects of my life,
right? Or I mean, what do they say? Don't wait for for your motivation, lean on your dedication.
Right, but then self-discipline is kind of the opposite because you're not always motivated.
Right.
But you have like routines.
You're dedicated.
Self-discipline where you're taking care of things without being told or...
That's a major green flag and very like important to me. And again, something that, you should think about, because if it doesn't bother you, then cool. But if it does, you might want to look for some,
Yeah.
I want to look at that.
Or, I feel like, to me, it always just goes back to you're my partner. If I feel like I have another child or something, immediately that's a different relationship. And it's not the relationship you want with your spouse to feel like, if I don't take care of that, they're going to, and maybe some people do. Maybe they like being like needed or I don't know. But for me, it's like if we're not equals or partners, I don't know. I didn't have 3 kids. I had 2. So like that would be, a green flag / red flag for me.
Yeah, if they weren't.
Yeah, not an area where they were strong or something.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
Okay, I'm looking. I think I've talked about almost all of mine. Okay, this one kind of goes along with when we were talking about like make sure you guys are aligned on or you at least talk about flexibility with like gender roles and stuff. Anytime a man, I'm going to say specifically because this is my experience as a woman, and I can't talk about the other side, is dismissive of your contribution if it's not like financial to your home or to your family or to what your life looks like. If it's not, you both work full time and there's a 50-50 contribution. If there's like dismissive language about what it is to be like stay at home mom or that immediately to me is like, I think you're just not as informed of what it takes to like, if you didn't have me, you would be paying for childcare. That's a financial contribution. Right. Or you would be paying for somebody to clean this home. That's a financial, you would have to pay for those things. Mm-hmm. So like, it's not, I don't like dismissive language. I'm not even saying like, do whatever works in your house, whatever. But I don't appreciate.
I don't know. I feel like
I hear you like, well, she just stays at home or just, you know what I mean? There's
wouldn't you be hard pressed to find somebody to be like, no, I want to be dismissed. Please be dismissive.
I just feel like
that's so really common. Important.
It's so common though to hear. Like because I don't work, he feels like, what I mean, kind of thing. And I just feel like careful with what it takes to make a family run, and work is part of it. Like financial obligations outside of the home are part of it. And then there's a whole other world of work that happens that is unfortunately not compensated the same way, right?
But I agree.
I just don't love the dismissive. And again, I don't even care how that breaks down with you and your family, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
As long as people feel like their contribution is valued equally.
Yeah, so. I like that one. I had one of my red flags that this is probably more personal, but it's like so important to me. It's such a red flag, and it would also be a huge ick. You're not allowed to sleep in longer than me.
This is pretty personal.
If I wake up and you're still sleeping, wrong. What are you doing?
You're making like 75% of the world uncomfortable, right?
I'm sorry. Well, this is why I married this specific man who like I will never forget the first Saturday
Your mileage may vary on this very specific
please,
one.
like, don't take me that seriously. This is my personal red flag.
Right.
But I did not realize this.
Yeah, that's
until we were married.
Into it knowing.
Right? So if this is important to you, heed my warning, because I didn't realize it until I got it, and thank God I got it. But the first Saturday married, when we were like home, back in the swing from the honeymoon, I remember
like real life now.
And I woke up smelling bleach, and I was like, what is going on? Like my Saturday routine at that time, I got married very young. I was 21. At that time, I woke up, and like my Saturday routine was like wake up, lay in my bed, watch some TV, decide what I want to eat for breakfast, scroll through my magazines, and I'm like, why do I smell bleach? And he was cleaning the bathroom, which I'm not saying, whatever. He doesn't do that anymore.
It has not been every Saturday since.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But he was already up. Mm-hmm. And at first, it was actually a little bit weird. It made me feel bad. Like, I was like, oh, man, it's only like 8:30. Like, do we not do this? Like, don't you sleep in on Saturdays? But I quickly realized that, like, oh, that would ick me out. If I got up and you were still sleeping, I'd be like, hey, what are you doing?
That's going to always be somebody, though, right? Because that's me, too. I'm like, I could sleep longer for sure.
Right? And would that bother you?
He's like a morning person.
I feel like I don't know why it's such an ick.
Probably because
Yeah.
it's my personality. I'd be like, hey, we're all up. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Hello.
But then if it's me, I'm like, yes, but
Right?
I earned this somehow.
I know. Right?
But also I'm a night owl. So like he's always going to sleep
But also
before
women
me.
scientifically need more sleep.
I've been preaching that for a while. It's
proven.
In my home. And I feel it now. I would actually prided myself younger days on being like, I don't need that much sleep.
Right.
Like I thrive. I get 4 to 6 hours. I study late. And then I go to my part-time job.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
No.
I go to bed calculating how many hours of sleep I'm going to get. And if it's like 8, I'm ecstatic.
Right? I go real
Yeah.
fast from
if
like,
it's less, I'm
we're
like,
having
well,
fun.
I'm
yeah.
going to be a monster.
We're watching Netflix and it's 1:15 and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, tomorrow's going to be rough.
Yeah, see, but then I'm a night owl, and I prefer those like late night.
Yeah.
And he's tired because he was up early.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, sorry to offend, but that's a red flag for me. I wouldn't be able to like handle that. That or telling you what to wear.
Oh, ooh, yikes.
Don't tell me what to wear.
In a controlling way, or I have
Yes.
better taste than you?
Either.
Okay.
Because you don't.
It's gonna get edited out. Just joking.
But either. I mean,
No, but I mean, like, there's immediately when you said it, I was like, oh, like controlling.
Yeah, either.
Or don't wear that, or because you hear a lot of that too
Yes.
from like not your peers anymore. We're older, but like when we were younger, I feel like I would definitely have heard that from friends. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he told me like don't wear that, or
yeah, don't like that. Now, I mean,
Careful.
this could very quickly roll into like what you were saying, like we're teammates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I'm choosing to wear something that you're like,
Right.
hey, listen, like, this is a professional dinner. Like, I think you
Yeah.
look beautiful, but this would make me a little like, I could understand that there will be occasions.
And also, that's gonna happen so rarely that when it does,
You're like, oh,
I mean,
all
unless you're
right.
constantly making bad choices,
Right.
But like, that's gonna happen so rarely that when he says something, you're gonna be like, oh, it must be worth talking about.
Yeah.
It's not every time you walk out of the house. It's like, well, did you want to wear that shirt? What you know
Right.
what I mean? So then his opinion is very valued because
Yes.
you're like, he wouldn't say anything unless it was like needed to be said.
Exactly. But like most times, if I don't ask, if I'm not like, hey, what do you think of this? Because most of the times I'll ask and he'll go, well, I don't really love and I'll say, but that's in style. So
Right.
you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Never mind. Like, as long as they look okay.
Wrong.
Like, yeah, wrong. But like, if a guy or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, significant other were like, oh no, you can't wear that because
Yeah.
immediately red
Yeah,
flag.
it either implies control or if it's like a taste thing or I know better than you, then it's like, okay, well, we should probably have a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe we just don't have the same taste or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a red flag for me.
I think I did all of mine. I mean, there's a whole world of things I
Yeah.
could talk about, but
We
do
talked
you
about-
have some more good ones that we don't want to leave without talking about?
I feel like one red flag that
Mm-hmm.
I would love to not go away without
Yeah,
saying
it's important. Hit us with it.
would be no follow through. Like, do what you say you're gonna do.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's really if you see that, like, oh my gosh, they said that they were gonna blah 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 and then they never did.
So
like,
many of these are related too.
Right?
It's like work ethic. It's dishonesty. It's like,
yeah,
like be a person of your word.
yes,
Right.
a man of your word, a woman
Yeah.
of your word. And then green flag. Again, this is probably more personal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anybody who doesn't like a compliment, but compliments are like a major green flag for me.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to say I look nice.
Right.
You know.
Yes. Oh, okay. I keep seeing this like phrase on social media and stuff when people talk about like love bombing.
Yes.
And I feel like it's almost used in a bad way where it's like it's too much, it's too soon, it feels like manipulative or something. But I feel like there's a very good happy medium where you can give a genuine compliment so it means something.
Yeah.
If you're doing it every single time you see me,
Yeah.
it feels insincere, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's important for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this, but knowing how to communicate. But for me, the biggest green flag I think to leave with would be being loyal. Like we talked about, we're a team, which means you're my teammate always. And I feel like unless I'm like really acting a fool, like if I do something in public, like don't publicly call me out. Don't like, you know what I mean?
Right. Like united front.
Right. When we get home, when we get in the car, you could say like, hey, just so you know, like,
Right.
sure, tell me all day long, but like, yes, be a united front. Like we're a team.
Right. Like you have my back.
You have my back always.
Even if I'm crazy wrong.
Yes.
At least in public.
Some happens in Costco. Like, there have been times where you're like, and then we leave and you're like, dude, are you all right? Like, you gotta be on my team.
Loyal's a good one. I really like that one.
Yeah. It's important.
All right. I mean, it's crazy out there. It was funny because when I was looking even for like some ideas and stuff on like social media and stuff, like the stuff that was coming up that's like trending and stuff, I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm older. I'm married. I don't know what these kids are up to. Even you describing to me what like homecoming or something looks like for some of these kids, I'm just like, if I could say anything, it is don't settle.
No.
Please find somebody who is closely aligned with you and your deepest values.
Yes.
And don't settle.
And don't these feel like basic things? Like, I'm sure there are some people that will listen to this and be like, yeah, obviously don't find someone who's lying.
Right.
But I do think that...
Yeah, but you got to be really honest with yourself even.
Yes.
Because if you really like somebody and you're willing to overlook some of those little things, white lies, or, I mean, you just like exaggerate and... Just be very aware that might not be a small thing.
Or portrays himself in a way online where you're like, hey, wait, you don't, like,
Yeah.
I just think we got to get back to the basics. It's a different world. And
It was almost heartbreaking. I was like looking at some of the stuff that they were like red flags and green flags. And it was like, won't respond to your texts or something. And I'm like, what are women doing out there? You're dealing with men who won't just like, that is the bare minimum stuff.
Right.
And that's actually something else that would come up. It was like, why are we saying that bare minimum things are green flags?
Right.
And it's like, okay, so this is a big conversation. This is not like two like older ladies being like, girls.
These are like basic requirements. Like
some of these green flags.
Yeah.
Not some of them. Some of them are like personal.
Yeah.
And we've come to this realization with some wisdom. Some of it is very bare minimum.
Yes.
And please don't settle. Please don't settle.
Yes.
Pray hard and look like eyes wide open.
Yes.
Because it should be the best part of your life, right? Like your relationship, you create a family together if that's what you choose. So yeah.
Yeah, these are I think they're important, especially the sleeping in longer than I'm probably gonna get heat for that, I'm sure. From other people.
Yeah, if me and you had to write down ours and I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm the sleeper, like you are. Me and you wildly mismatched on that one.
Yeah.
Right? Well, thank God we both found spouses who are like,
wake
go
up.
ahead and sleep in for a little bit.
I'm majorly the sleeper. I mean, I wake up at a nice time in the morning, with kids and everything
also,
now.
don't yell at your husband if he sleeps in on Saturday.
Yeah, or
because you listen to this.
Sorry if I changed your ways.
Sorry.
Like, I actually do hate that now that you're saying that.
Like, Heather and Gina said their husbands are up bleaching the bathroom. Not accurate.
Yeah, no, he has not done that.
Not accurate anymore. Yeah.
So, well, thanks for hanging in with us, and hopefully
it was helpful.
Yeah.
Or interesting. Goofy.
Yeah. Or you just laughed at us, whatever.
Listen, women.
Yeah, but
don't settle.
We'll be back soon, and if we're not, come look for us.
You're gonna always come look for us too.
Yeah.
Or if you have anything to say about any of our opinions,
we would love that.
Free. We love a good conversation.
Yeah, we would love that. Be nice.
Drop us some comments. Yeah.
Yeah, we love it when you guys interact with us about, what we're talking about. We know it's just, our silly expression of...
It's all very personal, too. Not an educational podcast at all.
No.
Just us and our opinions.
Don't take us that seriously. But yeah, thanks for hanging in with us, and we'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.